Students, we are back again. This is the second session of our chemistry lesson, sorting materials into groups. Hope all of you have watched the first video where we discussed the meaning of sorting, the need and requirement of sorting, and the benefit of sorting, on what basis we sort objects. We have different reasons for sorting so that we sort them by their size, color, shape, and by gender. There are other reasons like we will check whether they are edible or not, they are biodegradable or not. There are different reasons, so we will sort them differently. There is another reason, by material wise too, we will sort objects. So that, or for that, we had to learn about materials. We learned what is material and its relation with the objects. So we found that all the objects around us are made by one or other material, and each of these material can be used to make different or a wide variety of objects. To learn more, we did two activities too. In the first one, do you remember? We selected a few objects that we saw around us, a list of objects, and we found out or tried to learn what is it made of. From its answer, we understood there are different materials. Each of its answer was a material. So we got a list of materials such as paper, plastic, rubber, wood, glass, so many materials. In the second activity, the reverse. We selected these materials, made them a list, and tried to find out what all things can be made by each of these materials. So from these activities, actually, we learned about different materials have different qualities or properties. And I also tried to make a list of objects made by each materials. See here. The first one I chose was paper. You also might have done this, I know. But here I focused on the quality of paper which helped it to make these many objects. See, this is the list I got. It is used to make paper bags, soft tissues, glasses, and stands, these plates and books. Here I noticed paper is not a hard substance, not heavy, not transparent, but it was good for writing on and printing on, coloring, and that is why I think mainly paper is used to make books, magazines, newspaper, calendars, and so on. It is not heavy and it is cheap, so that it is also used as use and throw objects. Got it. Next I opted is plastic. It's not like paper, not easy to tear or so, not good for writing on, but wonderfully it has immense use. I got a large number of objects made by plastic. See, it is used to make from straw to buckets, baskets, mugs, glass, toys, bottles, and so many variety of objects. What made it like this is its capability or easiness to mold it into different shapes. You know the hazard of plastic. If it is thrown out, it is not biodegradable. It has its own demerits, but at the same time, we are using plastic to make a large variety of objects. And from this list, I tried to notice that it may come as sometimes transparent, otherwise opaque or translucent. It is not like paper. It can hold water. That is why it is used to make bottles and so and so. Next, I chose rubber. Rubber is again different from plastic and paper. You know, the balloons, it's a favorite thing for you. Balloons are so soft, isn't it? So it is a stretchable or inflatable material which can be used to make rubber bands, gloves, and balloons, soft toys, balls and tires, then tubes, rubber sheets and so on. It is somewhat soft, that is compressible and stretchable, so that kind of objects are made by rubber. So I noticed the special nature in rubber, different from plastic. Next I chose was cloth, so familiar to you. It is good for wearing. See, cloth fabric is used to make clothes. It is used to make towels, shapes, this bag, socks and toys too. It's a comfortable material that it's so popular to make bedspreads, curtains and cushion covers too. That is why you can see cloth everywhere, not only to wear but to use in this way too. See here, it is glass, not like clothes. Clothes were flexible, but glass, see, so rigid, so hard and transparent too. So how beautiful it is to keep fish in pot. It's used to make glasses, lenses, utensils and lampshades, bottles, and other than this, see this, painting on glass, mirrors, spectacles, lenses, in cameras and in buildings too. We are using large in a wide way because of its special qualities like this. It is transparent, it is hard, and it's used in furnishing houses too. This is the another material I chose, wood, so familiar to you. You can see wooden articles like furniture everywhere around you. See, the wood is used to make furniture mainly, but boxes, even pencils, and it is used these ways too, to make brushes, balls and chips, to make guitar, pencil stands and even pencil, see, ornaments and both so and so, even toys. So it also has many uses because of its property that it is hard, it is durable and it is available. So we opted for making furniture. We can use them for many years and it is available too. Next I chose was metals. Metals are hard and heavy substances, but it also can be molded into different shapes. So you can see metals used in arms and ammunitions, tools and weapons, then utensils and furniture too. Then you can see another things like this, tin cans, bottles, ornaments. See, metals have a wide variety of uses. They are hard, they are heavy, they are lustrous or shiny, that we will discuss afterwards. So these are my choice. I selected a few materials and tried to find out a number of objects. Similarly, I expect you also try to find some more materials and the objects made by them. The second activity, you remember, it was the reverse. There we tried to select a single object. Find single object and tried to find out which all materials are used to make these objects, or but which materials are providing such an object. Like this. Fine. I chose an object, plate. A wide variety of choices were there because the plates was available by different materials. So I had to choose them. So how can I choose them? Because of their properties, and which property will match to my requirement. So I chose according to my convenience. See, if I wanted to use the plate and a use and throw purpose, I chose the paper plate because it was not costly, it was cheap, and after use there was no need to wash them and keep it back. So I used it and threw away. But if we want to use them at home for many years, I will choose for steel plates sometimes. Or if it is for special guest, I will choose for melamine or ceramic plates or even glass plates. And for decorative purposes, I may choose metallic plates. So according to the occasion at which we are using it, according to our requirement, we will select from this wide choice. At this time, I may check for the quality of materials which is good enough to choose. There we have to learn the different qualities or properties of materials, then only I can choose the best out of them. That is why I would like to learn more about the properties of different materials. This is the choice of plates and this is my choice of bags. Because if I want a bag, the choices are from cloth bag is there, woolen bags, jute bags, paper bags, leather bags and nylon bags. According to my convenience or my requirement, I will choose this material from that. According to the price, according to the design, according to the durability, my choice varies. If I want to buy a bottle, I will check the choice first. See, the bottles are available in different materials: plastic, metallic, glass, ceramic and even Tetra Paks by paper. Then I will think about their properties and I will check whether these are suitable to my requirements. If I want to buy a bottle to send water for my son to school, I may not opt glass bottles because I know it is brittle and it may break if it is falling by mistake. So I will avoid it. And you know, plastic bottles were considered as convenient previously, but now we know that it is not good to keep water, hot water or warm water in plastic containers. We will have to check the quality of that plastic. So better we will select the metallic containers to send water in bottles to school. This is the way. What is my priority behind this choice depends or influence the choice of selection of materials. Similarly, these are for decorative purposes or this is for keeping milk. That is, the liquids can be kept for a few days alone in this, and these other bottles like metallic and glass bottles can carry water for long, but since it is brittle, it will be avoided from certain situations. So each material has their own merits and demerits. We will think whether they are suitable for our purpose. That is how we will choose a material to make an object. Here onwards, we are going to learn more properties about each material. Some of the properties generally about materials. So first of all, I would like to introduce a new concept to you that is called luster. Here I introduced this concept, metallic luster. It is the special glaze or special shiny appearance found in metals, especially metals, not only metals but especially metals. That is why we call it metallic luster. You might have seen this aluminium foil, gold jewelry ornaments, or brass and bronze objects which is shining like gold, then copper materials which have this kind of special shiny appearance, especially when they are new. If you want go to shops, visit shops to buy new utensils made of metals, you can see that luster there. For example, these are the examples I choose for you. See, gold, bronze, brass, copper and aluminium. Many examples, you can see the light is getting reflected from the surface. So the shiny surface which reflect light, this is a special property of especially metals. So this is called metallic luster, this special shiny appearance. And I'm telling you, this is not the speciality of metals, but we are focusing on metallic luster. These are the other materials which have luster. These waxy luster, pearl, silk, diamond, gems, etc. also have luster of their own. Metallic luster may be lost due to the contact with the water and air. During years or after years, they may lose their shiny appearance and may appear dull. At that time, sometimes it may be difficult to identify whether they are metallic or not. So that to check the luster, we may take the freshly cut cross section of a piece of metal, or we may polish it. Once again, it may lose after years due to the contact of air or water, and it may appear dull. To regain the luster, we may polish it. Otherwise, we may take a freshly cut piece and check the cross section of that surface to find that luster. It is that indication of a metal. See, this is the second property I wanted to teach you, whether an object or a material is hard or soft. It is familiar to you already. See, this is a gold bar, wood, brick, and granite or marble pieces, glasses. All are familiar to you. Hard substances or materials. And why it is hard? Think about a balloon and a wooden box. Just press it. Which is able to get pressed? Of course, balloon. So hard is the substance or material which is not easy to get compressed. They are considered as hard materials. The materials or substance which are not easy to compress or scratched. This is the definition of hard materials. And what is soft then? The materials which are easy to compress or scratched. Example, cotton, sponge, wool, fiber. Some materials are there which we feel they are hard, not easy to compress, but like wax or a soap that you use at home. See, this is a soap. It is not easy to compress, but you know it is easy to scratch. So this is not considered as a hard material. And another soft thing, easy to compress. So this is the way we will check whether a material or object is soft or hard. Just compress it. If it is easy, it is a soft material like rubber, sponge, wool, or these things. Butter, see, it's easy to cut it and it simply melts if you heat it lightly. So they are not considered as hard materials. But in this section where we saw glass, marble and brick, gold bar, these things are very difficult to compress and they are of course hard materials. And at homes, you know, we use the combination of these things to make furniture. There we want a hard solid substance to lift us or carry us, but to make the surfaces soft, like to make cushions, we use the soft materials. So we can see the combinations too. So these are the content we discussed in the properties of materials. Each different material has their own properties. Somewhere which will be good to make certain objects and somewhere it will not be good enough to make those objects. And some are hard, some are shiny, some are soft. We checked all of them. We learned two new concepts. What is luster? Which are the materials having this luster and how it is lost, how it is regained, and what is soft and hard. In the next session, we will continue with more properties like solubility, transparent or not, and whether heavy or not. These kind of things will be checked in the next session. And before that, I'm going to give you a small work, a few questions. Please prepare its answer. The first one, name a few soft materials and select 2-3 objects made by that material. Second one, select few hard materials and give name to 2 or 3 objects made by that material. Question 3, what is luster? Question 4, how the metals lose its luster. So, see you again in the next session. Until then, thank you for watching this.